I was around collecting my whole life because my parents are hardcore collectors of everything. I mean, they really, really collect everything. But again, where they collect everything, there are certain things that they're very passionate about. And that's rubbed off on me. And certainly what they're passionate about wasn't necessarily what I was passionate about, but I appreciated the fact that they would go places and see things, and they wouldn't buy everything, but they'd buy the special thing that meant something to them. And then they'd display it, and it gave me a feeling of, oh, this is interesting. Maybe there's something out there that I personally would find interesting like that, and that I'd want to collect. And that's how it started for me. When I do see a collection that piques my interest, the collector certainly piques my interest, because I think, you know, what makes them tick? Why? Why this? Why have they done this? There's a reason. It could be aesthetic reasons. It could be, you know, something that happened in their past. Certainly nostalgia has a ton to do with it. Whether the items are worth money or not, that's not what it's about. It's about the passion and the love. And certainly in New York, it's a lot harder to do. Because you just don't have the space. That's why when you see a collection that's, you know, kind of curated, you know, and in this lovely little display, and it's on the wall, and you can enjoy it and not worry about it, you know, that just adds to the aesthetic of everything. The thing that really struck me are all the wonderful little collecting displays that are here, and this one in particular struck my fancy. It's scrimshaw. It's beautiful. Just a really amazing scrimshaw, which is highly collectible. And here we just have this lovely little display here where you can kind of see all the different types. And when collecting things, I think it's really important, personally, to be able to display what you have and to enjoy it in your environment. I thought it'd be fun to show you some of my stuff, some of my favorite pieces that I have, starting out with this little wonderful book called Tamerlane. And this was written by, as you can see, a Bostonian. That Bostonian was actually Edgar Allan Poe, and he was 18 years old when he wrote this book, or I should say when he published this book. He actually wrote these poems when he was younger. And he had his friend, who's also 18 or 19 years old, publish this, and this was published in 1827. And it's a wonderful little book that I'm very happy to be able to read. Truth of the matter is, there are only 12 or so of these in existence, and they're worth about $750,000. And this is not one of them. This is an actual, a fake, a forgery. That was produced in the 1930s. And what's wonderful about this forgery, it feels real, but you can read it and enjoy it, and I can say I have a copy of it in my collection, and that's what I do, and I enjoy it. So things like this show just how collecting doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about status or anything else. It can just be about pure enjoyment of a piece. Here's another one I love. This is the infamous Beatles Butcher cover, which was produced in 1966. And the story goes that several copies went around to DJs in advance of a large rollout for this album, which was highly anticipated. And when the DJs and media personalities saw the cover and saw how completely inappropriate it was for the time, and even still it's shocking, they immediately contacted Capitol Records, and there was a big to-do, and eventually what they did was they took a sticker and placed it above the original image here. And those stickers were soon pulled off, and some of these remained, and then they reprinted the whole thing, and an original like this, an original copy like this, which is called First State of a Butcher cover. It's probably worth about $30,000 or $40,000 in this condition, which of course, this is not an original. It looks original, it feels original, and it's great to have on my wall, and I enjoy it every day, but I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to insure it, because it's a great forgery. That's what interests me. And anybody, you know, if I had bought this album or this book and found out that it was a forgery when I had hoped it was real, I probably would have a very different feel about these items. But the fact that I bought them knowing and being able to tell that they, of course, were not authentic, I have a very different reaction to them. Certainly, whatever you collect and whatever anybody goes into collecting, the most important thing you can do is do the research and to know exactly what it is you're looking for, what's out there, and how to tell that what you're buying or investing in is the real thing or is just what it's supposed to be. When I purchased both of these items, I knew going in that these were forgeries, and in fact the people who sold them to me knew that they were forgeries, and so there was no problem with that. So even forgeries can be collectible, and that's one of the really fun things about collecting. It doesn't matter what you collect. It doesn't have to be super valuable. It can just be something you love and something that gives you pleasure and an enjoyment, and that's what it's all about. You can see it looks just like this wonderful fruit basket that you just eat. Obviously you don't want to, you'll break all your teeth, but they feel wonderful, and what's cool is that it's been collected over a period of time.